All right, greetings to all of you. I'm in South Africa, and it's June the 27th of 2024, and you are looking at Albert, and he is the Albert. Introduce yourself. You're the president of what?
SASPO in South Africa, yeah.
And what's the exact name of the organization?
It's a South African show poultry organization.
South African Show Poultry Association.
That's correct.
And what's a little bit of history? How long has this organization been in structure?
We are now, and this year, I think it's 72 years.
Wow.
And I've been chairman for 12 years, and I'm president now for 2 years.
Wow. So, and this is the championship show, so it's kind of the biggest poultry show of the year for your country, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. And about how many birds were entered?
2,700.
2,700, and it's your championship show. And about, what was there, about 20 judges?
Around about 20 judges. Yeah.
20 judges, okay. And I'm just curious, I mean, about how many birds do you want each judge to be able to handle in a day?
We've got a limitation of 200 birds per day. The reason is quite frank. I think a person can get tired.
Yeah.
And it's our hobby, and we want to enjoy it. And SASPO has got we feel and we say we've got on our logo, joy in poultry. So you must enjoy it while you're judging.
Yeah.
So and we all are friends, and we want to enjoy it together, and that's what it melts down to. And if you do more than 200 birds a day, you get tired, and eventually, I don't think, especially if you do heavy breeds, you do get tired. Especially if you go if you have my age, you battle to do such a lot of birds in a day.
Yeah. Well, it has been an incredible delight. This is the first time that I've ever judged in South Africa, and it's been a great delight. I know I'm not the first American to be a part of the judging, but it's been several years. How do you think, how have I been received as an American judge working alongside of the South Africans?
I think it was really nice, and all the guys, all the judges, they say they find it very, very nice with you, and what you had to say about all the birds. And it's from our side, it's nice to have somebody from abroad, from America. How do you see it? And this is it's a learning curve for all of us. And I think I've asked quite a few questions to you already about your weights and whatever. And I personally feel that we're using scales, and I'm not in favor of it, but that's the rules, and you've got to abide to that. But in the long run, I think we really enjoyed you and your knowledge of a lot of birds, and really it was a pleasure having you with us.
Yeah. Well, I was very, very honored. So I thank you for the invitation. And so I just wanted people to meet you, and I'm going to take a little tour of the poultry show now.
Yeah, now you're welcome, and I think next year you must come again, and we'll invite you, and then you must come to my place down in the Cape, and then you can help me to pick some apples as well.
Oh, that would be awesome. Awesome.
I'm an apple farmer there down in Cape Town, and you're very welcome to come and visit me. You've got all my details, and Jim, you feel free to come and visit us down in the Cape.
Wow, thank you so much. I'll look forward to that.
Now I'm waiting for that, and you must just tell me when are you around, and I'll come and fetch you on the airport. So that won't be a problem.
Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to go look at some birds.
Okay, do so, my friend.
All right. Okay, I want to take you and show you. Oh, there's another one of my chicken friends. I'm going to go and look. You're in my video. Hello, how are you? So this is we're on Champion Road. Now I will tell you that there are birds in South Africa, breeds that are not we don't have in the U.S. And that, you know, there's a few different other European breeds that are in the South African standard of perfection. So you can see, you know, here's an Old English game. They're a little bit more like the Old English game in the UK. Here's a bird up here. Check this out. It's called the, how do you say that? Sumheimer. And it's kind of this is a breed from, I can't remember which country in Europe, but it's basically a light Sussex that has feathered shanks. Pretty cool bird. So here's a familiar bird. That's our red-shouldered Yokohama. Here's a different type of shamu. Here's that Amani Samani. I forget what that bird, how exactly you say that, but these were all the class champions. There's a black Sumatra, of course, and Araucana. Here is a blue Andalusian that doesn't have, I judge these, doesn't have the proper lacing in the breast, but got a good earlobe and good tight bird. There's a silver spangled hamburg. I will tell you, this is a buff Plymouth Rock. I judged the Plymouth Rocks and found some amazing buff Plymouth Rocks. I'll try and get her to stand up. Awesome bird. Very, very good. Her tail's a little lazy right now, but she is a great bird. So there's a Barnvelder, a Moran. I came across some very, very good Lockenvelders, Lakenvelders. They call them Lakenvelders here. There's a naked neck. Here is a Minorca. I don't think they're quite as good as Minorcas as what we have in the States. Here is a salmon Favorel male. I handled him. Of course, they're in these smaller cages, but he is an excellent salmon Favorel. So these are some other breeds that aren't in our standard. There's an Appenzeller Spitzhaben there. There's an Rumpless Araucana. Little silky there. There's a Canpine. The silkies are not quite as good as our silkies. Here's a light brown leghorn. Awesome bird. Nice type. Nice leghorns. Of course, I'm a little bit biased toward the light brown leghorns that Don Schreider breeds, but this was a good male. Nice head, good lobe, great body, good type. And so here's Rhode Island Reds. They have Rhode Island Reds in South Africa. And just to be quite frank with you, they're massive. To me, they're a little bit big. She didn't have good wing color, so she didn't go much farther. Looky here, we have silver-laced Wyandottes in South Africa. She's a good one. I liked her. Wasn't quite in condition. You wouldn't believe that's a black Australorp. The black Australorps in South Africa are huge. They're huge. There's a Jersey Giant down there, and the Australorp was bigger than the Jersey Giant. So here is a light Sussex. I don't know if I can get her to turn. She's a nice bird. They got good light Sussex here. Here's the, how do you say this? The Vorwerk. We see some of those in the U.S. It's a great representation of the breed. And I will tell you, look at the That's Orpington. The Orpington style here in South Africa is much like the English. You know, some of those we would say they're quite overdone, too much fluff. It's a very different style bird here. That's a Cochin, Sicilian Buttercup. So that's just a little bit of the class champions and the breed champions of the birds here. I'm gonna take you over to the Bantams. I'm making a video.
Good.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I will. I'll see you soon.
I'm going to take you to the
Airport. About
Yes.
2:30.
Okay, do we have to leave here at 2:30 or do we have to be there
No,
at 2:30?
my flight's delayed, so we can leave here at 2:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time is your flight?
I'll look, but it gives me plenty of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, I'll be back.
Making video.
Yeah, I'm making a video. So I'm going to take you over to the Bantams. These are all the Bantam champions. They had a good egg entry. So here are some of the Bantams. There's a Polish Frizzle. There's the Vorwerk Bantam. White-faced Black Spanish. And here's a Lockenvelder Bantam. The Rhode Island Red Bantams, very, very poor type. That Salmon Favorel Bantam is a nice bird. The Sussex Bantam is not a very good bird. This bird's called the Danish. Here's I judged the Silver Spangled Hamburg Bantams, and that is, she has phenomenal type. She doesn't quite have the spangling that some of our birds do, but I judged all of the Plymouth Rock Bantams, and they're just, all of them lack good strong tails. They got good fronts on them, good heads, excellent barring, but I just couldn't find a bird that had a good tail on it. So there's a white Orpington Bantam. There's a Wyandotte. There's a Peking. They call them Pekins, or we call them Cochins in America. There's an Austerlort Bantam. That's a pretty good type bird. They have Cornish game and they have Indian game. And so there's an American game. There's an A-seal. And I'm just showing you. There's a Malay, an Indian game. This bird, it's called a Carlisle's game. And here's a Tuzo game. Now the one that is a phenomenal, there's a Po Shumo, how you say him? Shomo up there. That male is outstanding. And different breeds. Here's a Seabright. Their Seabrights are not all that good compared to our Seabrights. Now there is a Dutch Bantam, and this Dutch Bantam, I've judged a lot of Dutch in America. That is a phenomenal Dutch Bantam. So there's some black rose combs. I was just at Bill Patterson's up in Michigan a few weeks ago, and that's my standard. And they're average birds compared to ours. So there's a Millefleur Diuckle. There's a white Japanese. So that's a little bit. I'll just take you around the show a little bit and show you. They had a very, very large entry of runner ducks. And they're I think these are white mallards. I'm not sure what these are, but really good entry. But they're runners. They've got good runner ducks. These guys are, I don't know what they're doing. They're causing havoc here in in the show aisle. Oh, there's a judge. I judged with him. He's a very good judge, and that's his beautiful wife. I'm making a video. There's a good white crested and white runner duck. Some runners. A lot of white runner ducks. I'm just kind of show you some of the birds. We got some black colored Muscovies. I did see some pretty good call ducks, white calls especially. Saw some good black East Indies. So here's a friend of mine, Jakob. Can I interview you for a minute? Stop right there. So this is Jakob, and I got to go visit his place. So we're competing with the geese. Come over here. So I just wanted you to comment. Tell him a little bit of who you are. You're the vice chairman of
Yes, so I'm the chairman of the Pretoria Poultry Club, which is the club in our region, and I'm also the vice chairman of the national organization for show poultry.
Okay, and I got to come and visit your farm, which was an incredible blessing. And I will tell you, earlier in the video, I showed them the Buff Plymouth Rock, and I was bragging on the video. So tell them a little bit of your passion. I mean, you have quite a few birds. Just kind of share a little bit about you and what your farm is like.
Yes, so yeah, I've got quite a variety of breeds that I built up over the years, because that's how I became an all-round judge. And yeah, but my favorite breeds is obviously the more, how can you say, production sort of breeds, which is the Plymouth Rocks and the Oslops, you know, those kind of shade birds. But I'm also quite fond of Bantams, you know, I'm very big into Pekin Bantams, yeah, and also like Rosecombs, and then the Danish Bantam, which is the other version of the Dutch.
Yeah, so at one point, one of the things you and I, we see eye to eye on a lot of things, but you definitely care about production qualities in the bird. Explain that a little bit.
Yes,
why is that important to you?
Yeah, the thing that I found in most of the production breeds in our country is that they go for size that's too big. So you get hens that doesn't lay you a sufficient amount of eggs, and then also what we tend to see is that only young birds perform on the shows because of the excessive size of the birds. They don't have a long lifetime, you know. When they reach adulthood, they sort of old, and then they go out of it because they're so excessively big. And where I focus on, you know, that the bird must maintain its original purpose of why is it there? Is it dual purpose? It must be able to lay eggs and produce meat, and then also it must be sustainable. So that bird must last you your 3 or 5 seasons at least to breed, and then to continue, you know, having a healthy bird.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, obviously, it was a great honor for me to be here. My first time judging in South Africa. From your perspective, what was it like? Were people excited? Were they kind of hesitant, or how would you describe my judging time here?
Yeah, so the people was very excited about having a fresh opinion coming on, although I think there is some people that is not always, but that's with any judge, they're not always in favor of the comments, because it's hard to face the truth. But what was fantastic about it is that, you know, the thing that is represented in the standard, when somebody from you know, external judge like yourself, which everybody looks up to you because now you're from America, and now you tell them exactly what they could have read themselves in the standard, now it's more believable. So that was fantastic.
That's great. That's great. And so I was trying to think. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing my little tour of the showroom. Thank you so much.
Cool.
All right. Thanks. Here's another judge I got to work with. Tell him your name.
Tim Nixon.
Tim, and Tim, what you've been around show poultry in South Africa for how many years?
Yeah, I've been showing poultry virtually my whole life. I got involved from my grandfather, who had Rhode Island Reds in the 1920s, 1930s.
Wow, let me stop you. Rhode Island Reds from the 1920s and 30s. That's some serious Rhode Island Red history in South Africa.
Yeah, it is. They're always a breed that's close to my heart, and I obviously started showing when I was about 5 years old. It's
wow.
over 50 years now I've been showing. I've been on the organizing side, various committees, various positions, president, chairman of both our local club as well as of SASPO.
That's great. That's great. Just briefly, I know we're competing with the Call Ducks, but you and I judged on Champion Road together, and I was humbled to be able to be alongside of you. But how did you see it? How did you see my interaction with the other South African judges?
Yeah, I think it was great. It was fantastic to have you here, and it's always nice to have another opinion and see things from a different eye point. Sometimes we tend to get blinkered and we look at the same things all the time, whereas with a new set of eyes and a new set of ideas, as well as with comparisons from with the breeds from the US as you see them on your side and from what you see here, I think it was a superb experience.
Wow.
To have been able to judge alongside you.
Yeah, and you and I had a great conversation about how so often in judging, judges are scared to pick multicolored birds. They always want to pick to be on the safe side, to pick an all-white bird or an all-black bird. And you and I we like the idea. I mean, we looked at that light brown leghorn and the Welsummer, and we were excited about some of the quality of the multicolored birds.
Correct, yeah, the multicolored birds were fantastic, and to get a bird in that condition with the markings being correct to end up on Championship Row, I think it's a great feat.
Yeah, well, I'd love to get, can you write your name and phone number and your email down and give it to me before you leave real quick?
I will do.
All right, I'm going to keep touring. After you bring me the information, just bring it to me.
All right, I'll do that. Lovely chatting to you, Jim, and lovely having you here.
Thank you so much. I'll keep going. All right, I'm going to show you some other waterfowl. There weren't any good geese. There weren't any good geese. I guess I've been around hold-to-reed waterfowl for too many years of my life. Got some Sebastopol's, and I will tell you, I was so surprised. They have a class called the American Bronze Turkeys. So they have American Bronze turkeys. You can see they're pretty nice birds. There's a female, but I'll tell you what I was most shocked by. They have Beltsville small white turkeys in South Africa. It was awesome. So there's some bourbon red turkeys, and hey, this young guy, tell him your name.
Nathan.
It's Nathan, and he's a young chicken guy, and I've really enjoyed being here with you. I'm making a video. I'll see you in a bit. All right, I'm just showing you. So there's some, of course, some Royal Palm turkeys. Not real good ones, but so I'll just show you a little bit of the show. Like I said, there's about 2,700 birds here at the championship show. So, here's some Rhode Island Reds, and I'm also there's some Welsummers, excellent Welsummers. Just kind of wanting to give you. I'm going to make my way to the over to the Grand Champion row of the show. So I'm not sure what that bird is. What is this? This is some other. Both of these, some other European breeds. What's it say there? A Vendée. Vendée is the name. V-E-N-D-A is the name of that bird. That breed. There is a naked neck. Big sized bird. Now I'll take you down. I judged all of these Buff Orpingtons. And their Buff Orpingtons are very much the UK style. They're quite a bit bigger, got more fluff. I'm not sure if I can find my best male, but I was honored to judge the Orpington class, the Buffs and the blacks. I judged the buffs and the blacks, and they were the largest entry. So these are our splash Orpingtons. I'm gonna, oh, there's another chicken friend, yes. Light Sussex. I'm gonna take you over to the champion row, which is in another building. Silkies, much different than the silkies we have in the States. There were some new hams. I found some new hams. I'll take you over. Oh, bless you. Thanks, Tim. Okay. All right. I'll send you a text message. Yeah. This is it's winter here in South Africa, but it's beautiful. The sun is shining today, and it's a beautiful day here. It's my second or third full day. Take you. These guys are. I'm almost done, Albert. Take you in here to show you the championship, the champions. It's very, I'll be right there. So here's the champion row. And I will tell you, it's very exciting. The very, very grand champion of the show was a outstanding Ruin Drake, outstanding bird. And so you've got, here's the champion Beltsville turkey, Beltsville small white. Champion goose was a Sebastopol. And I judged the Welsumers. Excellent, excellent Welsummer. But that Ruin is as good as any Ruin I've seen in the U.S. They have what they call the best hard feather large bird of the show is a Jubilee large fowl. We call it Cornish. It's called an Indian game here. There's a champion Cochin Frizzle. There's a buff-laced Polish Bantam, and this I forget what class this won. It's the Asian, they call it the Asian hard feather. I can't remember, what is that? A little Yokohama Bantam. So, but here's your, here's a Brahma. That's the best hard feather, best heavy soft feather bird. Excellent Brahmas, of course. I'm a little bit biased toward Mark Peterson Brahmas and Bob Anderson Brahmas. So anyways, here's I'll come over here. There's people looking. This is oh, I found a good virgin modern game. She's not showing right now, but boy, when we judged the champion, she was really, really showing. So anyways, here you got many of the champions, and this is kind of the champion. There's the banner up there, and so it was a great joy, really fun. This is kind of the dining hall as well, and there's the show, the Southern African Show Poultry Organization Championship Show. So it really was, it was a great time for me to be able to be here and judge. And so I think that's all I'm going to show you. So it was a great delight. June 27th of 2024, my first time judging in South Africa, and I'm looking forward to returning. So hope you enjoyed the video.